Hello, everybody, and welcome to Scoobython Tournament Races. This is going to be for our already ongoing No GGS Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights tournament, and you can go ahead and check the challenge link to see exactly where we are in bracket play. Right now, we have FERANATOR versus Summer Sunset 2007, and with me to help commentate over this, I have one of my friends. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I am WPC6707. I've been running this. Well, this is my main character category that I run, and I'm excited to see. This race.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for all of us. So, no GGS tournament, basically just a race who can get through the game fastest. Right now, they are trying to get 25 Scooby snacks in order to enter the manor in the first place. As you can see, they're mostly just charging headstrong, getting the 25 that are around here, and, you know, might be missing one or two. They can make it up in this area. It's not that big of a deal. All they have to do is get through the snack gate and get into the manor. We're pretty much here to tell you all what's going on, what's going through their heads, and maybe add a little bit of dimension to this. So, all in all, I think this is going to be a pretty good race. I mean, Summer had tops of the leaderboards for a while there until a lot of runners came along. That doesn't mean that she's lost any of her spunk. And, of course, Farah being number 3 and nearly number 2 in total doesn't mean he's going to be a pushover either. Who do you think is going to win this race, WPC?
I don't know. Maybe Lito.
Maybe Lido. That's great. I mean, this race right here.
I mean, no, sorry, not Lito. Farah.
You're comparing me to Farah, bruh. I beat his butt earlier in a GGS competition, so don't you even dare. But anyway, you can see they have gotten all their snacks. They actually picked up the shovel upgrade, which is a necessity in order to move on to get a key to open up, well, the level that they are currently at. And unlike GGS, this is a no GGS race, meaning that their snacks, they can be a little bit more liberal with their snacks and what they collect and how they collect it, because there are so many snacks along the route. It's not as stingy as a GGS race. So for those of you that don't know what GGS is, if you're just tuning in for the first time, it means Green Ghost Skip. There is a certain boss in this game called the Green Ghost, and he gives you a power-up that allows you to easily get through a certain part of the level. But there is a way to skip that, and skipping the Green Ghost saves about 5 minutes of time. However, the skip is really difficult to pull off, and even experienced players sometimes don't get it even on the first 10 tries, which means you should know that something is wrong with this category. But we're going to go no GGS. You guys will get to see the Green Ghost fight, which happens to be the great equalizer of this entire run, and we'll see how it turns out. Honestly, so far, they are neck and neck. They are very close.
Yeah, literally neck and neck.
They're making mistakes left and right here, but they're mistakes that they can recover from. And, you know, I know right there, which you guys saw them hitting the hooks, wasn't actually a mistake. It was getting invincibility frames so that if they did hit the hooks, they weren't paralyzed in midair and fell to their deaths, which brings them back to the very start where Shaggy was, which wastes time. Now they are in, I can't remember, this is Fear on the Pier, correct?
Yes.
Yes, this is Fear on the Pier. This is actually where they're getting their first power-up, and we'll see what that power-up is in a minute, but this is one of the 4 power-ups that we will get throughout the entire run that are necessary in order to fight the final boss, which is where we call time, obviously. Now, the first power-up we're going to get, again, you'll see in a minute, but we're only 4 out of, I think there's a total of like 10 upgrades in the entire game? Something crazy like that, I'm not entirely sure, but as you can see on Farah's screen, he has gotten the springs, and he's going to use a death abuse, which means he just purposefully dies in order to get back to the very beginning of the level and exit it quicker than he would have had to go through the tar again. Now, you're also going to see right here, he's going to do a fancy little jump with the crab in order to avoid hitting the tar in general, grab that snack box, and just get out of there. Summer's utilizing this skip as well. But, God, this race really is closer than I thought it would be.
What you're seeing right now is crab strats, where they charge as soon as they enter through the door. After they get the springs, they jump onto the crab and then jump onto the fence to avoid slowing down due to the turn.
Exactly, that's exactly what's going on. Now, you might have seen that they used a warp gate. That's one of the things in this game. It's kind of like a teleport point. Once you unlock it in the actual story, you have it unlocked for the rest of the story, and you can go back whenever you find another warp point. except for one key thing, which is a glitch that we'll go over later, that they're actually going to do later this run. But right now they're going through Hedge, and honestly, they're just kind of going. So I'm going to go ahead and check chat, because it's pretty straightforward from here on. They're not going to be utilizing any glitches. So what do we have? Oh, I'm doing pretty good. How about all of you out there? Literally sports. Going like 2 minutes. Lordy Lord Humble, you got to get better than that. Make sure he wasn't streaming the same person twice. Yeah. Forward to this. That's how in sync they are. Like, seriously, they are really in sync.
Have a good...
Mystery machine items? I don't quite understand what you're meaning. Mystery machine items as in why they don't pick up the mystery machine? Because I am not entirely sure if I understand that question.
Neither do I.
Advice for much summer for me. Practicing your run. Attaway, Fireblade. We're going to be looking forward to your run the next time. So, hope you're going to enjoy Fireblade's run the next... After this run, actually. My brain is not working correctly, so I apologize if I start repeating things, because announcers tend to do that. They just tend to do it better than I do. Bye, Humble. Hope you guys enjoy whatever the rest of your day includes. Anywho, we're going to go ahead and get back to here. Now, what you're going to see here is another form of death abuse after they get all the Scooby snacks in this line. Or not, which apparently Farah's going to be skipping all the snacks here, but you're also going to be seeing Skull Cliff Skip. Now, this is where you have to try to jump through a piece of collision that doesn't quite match up with something else. Now, you can see Summer just pulled ahead because Farah doesn't know the easy strats for this. If you run at it at the right angle, you can literally just walk right through the fence and get to Skull Cliff, which you're not supposed to get to yet. Care to explain what they're doing right here, WPC?
Alright, so, what they're doing right now is, setting up, well...
No, you're right,
they're setting up for something they're doing later, for the collection keys for that fence in the back left of the screen, and but they're not going there yet. They're going to go to the right side, as you're going to see, trying to avoid this fish as much as possible.
Exactly. Now, you might notice that we are now in Skull Cliff Part 4. They're actually going to be going through this entire level backwards. Now, this, up to this point and a little bit further on, is the exact same routing through the game that a GGS route would take. But there is going to be a small split, and we'll explain whenever that comes up. But do remember, they are going through this level backwards, which means the camera isn't exactly working in your favor, as you can see from... I think that is Farah? Yeah, that is Farah's camera that he is currently clipping up the wall. Again, really bad collision in this game, which makes it really easy to break and really easy to run. Especially helpful when you're going through an entire thing backwards. I remember the first time I learned this place, I had to memorize the cycles that I had to go through. I had to memorize where the platforms would be during those time cycles, and I had to memorize exactly what inputs I had to do to get the snacks the most efficient way. It was one of the weirdest, I'm not going to say hardest, but one of the weirdest things you have to memorize if you're going to speedrun this game.
Yeah, and to be honest, this Skull Cliff is probably, like, my worst room in this run.
Yep, I completely understand you on that. It's pretty crazy how much this can disorient you from the rest of your run, because the camera would work in your favor if you were going the other way. But we're going to go over what Farah's doing right there. He is doing a ledge jump. Now, what this is, you get just enough distance to where you can make it to that platform when it's down at the bottom, and you pretty much just jump off and do that. But again, a lot of this is just going to be knowing exactly when the cycle of certain platforms are moving, and the exact timing necessary in order to get to these platforms, just so that you can make another cycle, just so you can get that much more speed and beat the game that much quicker. Now, I do want to take note as to the snack difference we have here. Summer does have a good snack lead on Farah right now, around 30 extra snacks. That's going to save her a lot in the long run when she has to use those snacks to get through snack gates like we saw in the beginning. The costs of those get higher and higher the further through the game you're supposed to get, and considering we're skipping sections, you do not want to accidentally run into a snack gate when you don't have to.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that happen before.
Those are run killers. There's one snack gate specifically, especially for GGS runners that try to pick up all the snacks that they possibly can. If you hit that 600 snack gate, your run is over. Now, you guys are probably going to see they're going to be using a bit safer strats than a world record runner would actually be using at this point. They're not going to go for anything that would be considered too dangerous, because that would mean that they would be giving up a race, and it's not quote-unquote marathon safe. So they're going to go for some easy strats, and you'll see right there, that is again abusing collision. That's called Summer Skip. Our very own Summer Sunset, who's racing right now, used it once, did not find it, but Summer called it Summer Skip because they saw them use it first. Really confusing situation, but that's essentially how the name got started. But as you can see, this is Skull Cliff 1. So where does it put us out after we leave? Well, if we look at Summers, we are going to Chills and Spills on Haunted Hill. If you remember the hedge area that we were at earlier, this is the very end of that and is going to lead us to our next upgrade. Now, we're going to want to get all the snacks in this area if we possibly can, because there are so many boxes that you just don't want to miss them. Plus, early boxes and early snacks that are just that convenient to get, you're going to want to get if you're going to improve your speed. But after they make their way up the hill, which as you can see, definitely does have some chills and spills, boulders falling down, platforms moving, and eventually a couple of enemies further up, and some other fun collision dodging, you're going to see them get the helmet upgrade. Now, we're going to talk more about that once they get up there and how they go about getting it. But actually right there, what Summer is passing, that spiderweb, is a shortcut to get to the very beginning of Hedge. In different routing, that is very useful, especially if you're going through this game warpless or you're going 100% to try to get all snacks. There are some snacks exclusively going through there. Now you can see they both got the helmet. They both immediately jumped and got through the text as quickly as possible. That's so that they don't lose inputs to the animation that Scooby does whenever he gets a new power-up. He does the little animation which takes up about a second or two, and that's not good. Now, what else they did? They did that death abuse where they got back to the beginning and went to the warp gate even quicker. Now they're going to do something called Galoshes Skip. They jump on the barrel right next to Don Knotts right there, the groundskeeper. They jump over the invisible wall they're not supposed to be able to get over yet, and they're suddenly in Fish Factory, which... Oh, dear God, Fish Factory. I'll let you handle this one, WPC. I can't take the traumatic experiences. Oh, my Lord.
Oh, okay. So let's, So, it seems... Oh. Yeah, it seems that, Summer still has about 30 to 40 snacks over, Farah, so, he's just a little bit over,
Now, hold on there, WPC. I'm just getting a report in the chat that Summer's Discord just broke, so now she and Farah are no longer able to communicate. This could be either a benefit or something detracting from their experience.
Oh my
Detracting
gosh.
from their advantage, because a lot of what running is, especially with another person, is comparing to see where you are snack-wise, and seeing if you need to get more, maybe less, if you can do certain skips because of the snack count, or if you need to really get the let out and start using strats that might not be considered marathon safe, but really boost you up. And you can see the good sportsmanship in the chat with Summer saying good luck and Farah saying good luck to each other, even during the run while they're trying to beat each other and make it to the next leg of the tournament. But right now, they're going through, they're trying to get keys, and here's the deal with keys. You have to collect all of them in order to unlock the next area or unlock the next room. If you die or if you leave the area, the keys get reset. So you really do not want to die in an area where you have to go through. It wastes time, and you have to waste time going back and getting them because you accidentally hit a fish lady. Not something that you want to do.
And
now in this next room, there is a really cool little cheat, I guess. You see that Farah is going, or actually not Farah, Summer went straight and got all the way through to the third platform without having to wait. That we call Farah cycle. Not because Farah found it either, but because, well, I saw him use it, and even though Bazraelian and his brother officially found that skip, I saw him do it first, and so we call it Farah skip. But you can see that their snack routes differ a little bit, where Summer actually went down and picked up a few extra snacks while skipping those on the platform. Farah stayed up and actually just got those that were on the platform and skipped the ones that were on the ground. Snack routing does not have to be 100% completely static, because some snacks are going to be easier for some runners than others. And generally, yes, you will have to conform and get snacks that you might not want to, but that's the beauty about this route. You don't really have to conform to anything. And everyone's going to have a different snack count in different areas and skip different areas that they might not want to have to go through. Oh, geez, Humble, you keep leaving and coming back. Why? Why do you keep leaving and coming back?
Why, Humble? Humble.
Lordy Lord.
Oh, hello, college.
Hello,
How are
Clown
you?
College 101. Doing all good. We're in the middle of one of our tourney races. If you are just tuning in, we have Summer Sunset 2007 versus FERANATOR115. No GGS tournament race. I believe that the challenge link should be somewhere.
Challenge.
I'll let our resident holy sanctum / nightbot fill you in on how to view all of that. What's our guy's favorite mystery man? That's a very good question, actually. I like the Invisible Man, but I don't really think that's what you're asking. Scooby-wise, I'd probably say the Ghost Diver is a pretty cool concept. I really enjoyed that. How about you, WPC?
You mean like, what's my favorite monster of Scooby-Doo? Or like my favorite villain?
Favorite Scooby-Doo monster, yes.
I would. I'm not really sure. I guess all of them pretty. Yeah.
Now, what you just saw both of them do was a cutscene skip. It's another way to death abuse to make sure that you get to a checkpoint and skip a cutscene, which saves more than a few seconds, trust me on that. Death abuse cutscene, especially here, is something that will save you massive time because the cutscene takes about 10 seconds. You die, you skip it entirely. This does come with a drawback, though. You are unable to access the menu or see your health, so you don't know exactly where you're at until you enter a new level, or you die again, one of the two. So you're essentially stuck with the cutscene border until that comes off.
And as you can see, there's a bunch of there's two types of snacks. There's snack boxes and there's individual Scooby snacks. Snack boxes cost 5 Scooby snacks, while the individuals cost 1. And that is usually very important since there are a bunch of Scooby boxes, and you do not want to skip any of those Scooby boxes.
The boxes are very important. They are worth
Yes.
5 Scooby snacks each. You miss one, that is 5 Scooby snacks you're going to have to make up elsewhere. And boxes are not the most rare thing. You'll see right here, with the stomping crates, you get a lot of them. You miss 2 or 3 of those, your run is considered dead. Don't even try to come back from it because there's a very small chance that you will. Maybe in this area, possibly, but this area we're going to be skipping something else. You'll see that in the area that Summer and Farah are both currently in, wow, oh my gosh, Farah caught up, and really, those boats in the background have lines of snacks. In this version of the race, we do not have to go back and get those because we will make them up later. In a GGS run, you will have to go back and get those, and you will not have the power-up you will need to actually get over there correctly until you actually go into the next few areas. What they do is something called iframe abuse, invincibility frame abuse. They run into an enemy, which allows them to walk on water. Normally, water is an instant death. Actually, wow, I didn't even realize that. Farah actually did boxes. All right, well, you guys saw what I just described. Invincibility frames, you can walk on water, which normally kills you. That's about it. Now, what you're also going to see up here is a little more collision. Maybe, I don't know if she's going to, no, she's not. All right, you can normally, nope, she doesn't. Normally, you can go on that little rock in the corner and jump up to where that little trail of Scooby snacks is leading. Again, something you would do in a GGS run because you are much more pressed for snacks. Because coming up here, after you get the next upgrade, the route completely changes GGS to GGS list. It is something minor, but very, very, very helpful. You just need to mind your snacks.
49er?
Minor 49er. Lol. Very funny, WPC.
Thank you.
But this area just happens to be an intermediate area. Nothing too big going on. Let's see what the chat is saying. Good luck, you two. See you later. Humble. Yours is Skippy from the Spook game. Huh. Don't think I've seen the Spook gang. I'll leave, actually, yeah, that's a good comment question. What is your favorite member of the Spook gang, everyone? Apparently Clown College's is Skippy. I want to see what everyone's answers could possibly be. Now, you'll see right here in this room, the Lighthouse Fright House room, they are going to be doing a couple of enemy skips. Why are they doing this? Well, I know Farah hit the button as soon as he got in here. Summer did not. This room is on a cycle as soon as you hit that button. You have to race to the top of this room as quickly as you possibly can before that lighthouse light beam gets to the very top and a few seconds after. If you are a little bit too late, that thing will fall back down. You will have to drop to the bottom again, press that button, and come all the way back up. But for getting there early, you run into the lighthouse, and look at that. You get our next power-up. I call it the butt stomp. It's theoretically called the power smash or the
Super Smash.
Smash. Yeah, it is just the smash right now. But that is the last power-up that they're going to need in order to go to the Mastermind boss fight, a.k.a. the final boss fight in the game. Now, you'll see they're going to go along this bridge area, just getting a few snacks. Not much, but they are going to utilize warp gates. Now, what would differ in a GGS run is that this would be the very last stop before going to the area right before the Mastermind fight, Creepy Crawlies, and then going to the Little Lab of Horrors and then to Mastermind. This run, they're not going to do that because they still have to go fight the Green Ghost and not do the Green Ghost skip. Now you can see they're trying to get as many snacks as possible, but they're not going to go to the fish docks. They're going to go back to the Mystery Machine and have to go back through Hedge. This is where getting those keys in Skull Cliff was important. They have to go back there and go through the other side. Now, it's not going to be that simple, but we'll explain it when we get there. Right now, they're just going to go through Hedge, and I'm going to party with the chat because the chat seems fun. Scooby is Super Smash Bro. I mean, Scooby could be in Super Smash Bros. I mean, I'd be down with it. They put, who else did they put in there? They put Rob, they put a robot, they put Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt, yeah, there's Scooby right there. Scooby is Duck Hunt, confirmed. Someone is going to have to mod that in. I can almost guarantee someone has modded that in some way, shape, or form. That'd be amazing, though. Oh my gosh. What else do we got? Chat seems pretty tired. Huh. We really need to get their energy all
Come on, let's get the hype. Let's get the hype going.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody, I want you guys to spam harmonica hype. I'm going to spam that in the chat right now, just so you can see it. I want you to go into your, well, I guess if you have Franker faces, you can use Franker faces in order to do the emoticon. If you don't, just type harmonica hype like that over and over and over, and we'll see what we get. Boom. Also, Choco Room, because fun stuff. Fireblade 50, funny story about that. I know, Fireblade, you are currently practicing your run. I can give you a pass on that. But everyone else, I don't know who all's in the chat right now because it's not like we have a viewer list or anything, wink, wink. But I know you guys can do some harmonica hype. Copy and paste what I just put in there.
Now in this area, they're going to be going back into where they did SES, and they're going to actually be, well, it's not something I personally do. However, they're doing something called plunger skip, where they draw one. There's two fish. One of them almost makes it over to that ledge over there, and the other one does. And as you can see, as Farah just did, he drew the fish over to the ledge, and used and super smashed the fish in order to get up to the ledge without plungers.
That is correct, because that slope is a slippery slope. There are many of those throughout the game, but that one is one that we are able to skip by utilizing enemy placement. Now, the room that they just entered is a timed room. You get as close as you can to the button as fast as you can. You hit that button, and then you try to run up before the water rises to catch you. This is one of the worst rooms in the GGS list run in total. Because A, it's on a timer. B, if you take one misstep, it can kill you and really kill your run. You can lose about 40 seconds in this room if you're not careful. And let's be entirely honest, no one likes waiting around, especially when we don't really have any glitches or tricks to really bypass this room. I know our resident Pong for the Win has done some task things with it and has done some other just fun things with this room in order to bypass the entire room by utilizing collision. But in a regular run, you can't really do that because you don't have moon gravity, hyperspeed, or any of the other cheats that you can use to really break the game open.
No, I believe that they're about halfway through this room.
I wouldn't even say halfway through. They still have a few platforms to go through, but dang, they really are a neck and neck in this GGS race, aren't they?
Yes. Now, as you see, there are some points where they have to wait for the water, so that the water needs to be high enough to where they can reach those ledges.
Which is why they're in chat spamming it up just for the fun of it. I see you guys. Oh, lordy, lordy, lord. At least hype your own stuff up. Come on, harmonica hype. Harmonica hype for everyone.
Monica, hey.
Literally copy and paste it, Summer and Farah. Not that hard. Oh, lordy lord. People. You can see the difference in snack count. Now Farah has more than Summer does.
Ooh, very interesting.
But yeah, they're at the exact same point waiting. Summer has a very small advantage, but she is going to have to make those snacks up sooner or later. We'll see where their snack counts are at around the green ghost point, because that's when I can pinpoint whether or not they're going to need to go get more. Now, right now, they have gone to a tight spot for a grave plot. This is a cutscene that no one's been able to skip as so far, but it's another key room where you have to get all of the keys, get to the door, and then you'll be fine. But this one's a lot more perilous because the keys like to float right above a hole where enemies can stun you and keep you from going across.
Now, let's see if Farah does his strats.
Well, Summer did Farah strats. I can confirm that. So they're both going in at
strats Farah keys, because I think that's another thing where we saw Farah do it.
Yep, pretty much. Now, this is another room where they have cutscene abuse in order to avoid sitting through a very long and arduous cutscene. But it's also on a timer because guess what? We have ledges moving, and you have to go into these rooms and knock the vases over from each and every platform, each of which is higher than the last.
Not each platform. The first one you don't knock over.
Well, the first one you don't knock over first. You knock that one over last. Firstly, because there's a cutscene that plays after it, and there's a cutscene that plays after you hit the last one and unlock the door, because guess what? That's what these switches do. They unlock a door you need. But you're going to need to just go ahead and knock that first vase over at the end, so you get the cutscene of the vase going down, and you get the cutscene of the door opening, so they coincide instead of having to...
And Summer's about to exit this room.
Oh, wow! Farah died in this room! That's actually going to cost him a lot of time because he now has to knock over all of the vases again. Summer can even make up the snacks in this room and make up the snacks in the green ghost room whenever that comes up, and she will not lose any time. This race is going to get even more neck and neck. Now, in the room that Summer just entered, you can see that there was a cutscene skip that she could have potentially hit if she got the right speed and the right angle, but on the GameCube, that angle is so perfect, you really will 99% of the time not get it. Yeah, it's more of a luck-based thing.
I personally have never gotten it because I run a GameCube. But
Farah is having a tough time with this last vase, and Summer is already a room and a half ahead of him.
Oh!
This is not good. If we look around, you can see Summer is already going through the actual crypt and is about to go over another exploit that I said we'd go over later. We're going to go over it now. This warp gate's special in that it allows you to warp to that warp gate that she just went to without having actually visited. And lucky enough, this leads us right to the green ghost fight without having to go through a lot more levels that we would normally need to. Why does that warp gate allow us to go to the one that we haven't unlocked yet? Honestly, we don't know. It's an oversight by the programmers, yada, yada, yada. But Summer is actually really good on snacks. She's going to go and get a few extra so that she can do Leto skip later. She only needs 750 minimum in order to do Leto skip after entering Green Ghost and Creepy Crawlies, and she has far surpassed that number. Going 760, she'll be fine to do it. Now, Farah, on the other hand, looks like he's going to be lagging behind a little bit in terms of snacks. He lost his entire advantage just by dying that one time. So you can see exactly how hard of a hit that was. Now, we're also going to go over the Green Ghost right here. This is the worst boss fight in the entire game in that the Green Ghost kind of has an attitude all in and of himself. He dictates whether he gets hit. It isn't dictated by whether or not you actually hit him. This is the great equalizer, where people will either have godlike luck and get him in 3 hits easy, or they will have horrible luck and it could take upwards of 5 minutes for this entire fight. Now you can see Summer got 2 hits there. Very luckily, she might get the 3rd one here. And Farah looks like he just got unlucky with that cycle. But this boss fight really is one of the worst. I remember some of my runs have been killed by it. Some of everyone's runs. This is really just one of the worst things that you could possibly have whenever you're trying to go for a run. It really just hurts after a while. You can see Farah just missed getting hit by another one of those. I think they're both on hit number 3, so this could be where everything evens out. Farah could be getting really lucky with this. Oh, he just missed it. He got hit and he wasn't able to hit it in time.
No,
both
sometimes
seem to be having a lot of trouble. And Summer got the last hit first. Now she is going to do something that normally people don't do. She's going to clip to the stairs, and she's going to activate the cutscene later so she doesn't waste time. Normally you need to get a umbrella to clear the gap, which is the upgrade you get for beating the green ghost. But you can actually clip over to the other side, save some time, save some text that you would have to go through, which Farah unfortunately got. And now they are continuing along with the GGS route. They are going to creepy crawlies, and the only thing that's going to help them is that they don't need to do GGS. They still need to do all of the other skips that are involved in a GGS route, except GGS, which is what this entire percentage category is all about. And you can see Summer is currently nearly a room ahead of Farah, and they're about neck and neck now because she did screw up on that little section. But a lot of this is just going to be collecting snacks and going through for a little bit. So let's go ahead and go back to chat and see what all is going on here.
All right.
Summer's busy. Rip, rip, rip. Oh, all the rip. Hope for Farah. Yes, Glebov. If only we could. Man, oh man, oh man. But Summer is now entering a room where there are two really difficult skips. Not the most difficult in the game, of course, but difficult enough that we should warrant that they are difficult. Now, first she has to get these keys without dying, and with cauldrons that kill you by jumping over them when they bubble, and gargoyles that shoot fire at you. Not exactly a carnival. But we have one skip coming up called Shaggy Skip. This completely ignores you having to go through and get Shaggy from a certain place, which is behind those walls. It saves a couple of seconds. If you miss a few cycles of Shaggy Skip, you might as well just go in and get it. But there is a piece of collision on the wall that you can use to get the key up high without having to jump and get Shaggy. And there is RBS. Now, Summer did not get perfect RBS, but she is going to jump on the wall and try to jump up to the Scooby snacks by using collision. Now, Farah seems to be having a little bit of trouble with Shaggy Skip, and Summer seems to be having trouble with RBS. It's really going to come down to which of the lesser of two evils will come first. Now, Farah is normally really good at getting perfect RBS, but he missed it there. If you hit the magnifying glass, you can actually move during that little cutscene, which saves a lot of time. But Summer's gotten it first, and it seems like she's going to pull ahead and get all the snacks necessary for her to do Leto Skip on this last little leg here. She's going to get that box back there. Farah and her are neck and neck on snacks. This is going to be a race to the finish, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo!
I love how hyped you are after I just went on that giant tangent. But right now, this is a very hard room to go through because it's electricity. Yes. You touch it once, you die. And Farah just got a tad bit closer to that by doing a very certain skip. It involves you completely skipping the table, a little bit dangerous. But wow, they turned off the electricity so close together. Oh, who has more snacks and who doesn't need to go get extra for Leto Skip? Because that's an entire cutscene skip that you don't need to worry about. Farah might just pull ahead here. I think he is going to, actually, because they are literally neck and neck. Farah just needs one more. Summer needs 5 more. Yes, it looks like Farah is going to do Leto Skip. Summer has just now got enough to do Leto Skip. We're going to show you what's going to happen. Farah is going to jump up onto the first ledge, jump out and go to a second ledge, walk all the way across and jump right to the 850 snack gate, unlock that, and instead of having to go through Lab 2 where there's a cutscene and a lot more gameplay involved, he's going to skip all of that and just go straight to the Mastermind Unmasked room, which is the final room before the Mastermind fight. Well, one of them at least, but we'll tell you about that later.
This room in the Shaggy.
Indeed, we run into Shaggy, who is suspended above a tank with a shark and water. And don't tell me how it happens, but when you see it, you'll see it. They have to hit these buttons to, quote-unquote, take care of this guy. And as we see, Farah is jumping on Shaggy to swing over to the first button, and as soon as he presses that button, the shark kind of disappears. We don't know what magic that thing beheld, but now all he has to do is hit the other button and drain the water. Doesn't matter which button you hit first, the same thing's going to happen. Shark disappears first, and then water disappears. And then Shaggy just dropped, and you have to throw him all the way up.
Now, if you're unlucky, you're going to get Leto glitch, where you clip right into the bottom of that chasm.
Where Shaggy clips into the bottom of the chasm and you can't get him out, you have to reset the room. Or you soft lock using Teal's glitch, which is where you get stuck on the lip of the lid of the tub, which really just sucks because you were charging and trying to beat your time because you were getting a PB and you screwed up. But right now, they are going to do Mastermind Phase 1 skip. That thing that you just saw Farah do was skipping the entire first phase of this boss fight. It allows him to skip a cutscene and an entire fight sequence and allows the enemies for Phase 2 to be loaded even quicker. You saw he had to hit those 2 buttons and that turns something up where the Mastermind is. Now, all he has to do is defeat these enemies, hit the buttons twice more, Well, he goes through one more phase, and then we will have the Mastermind phase, which is where this fight is really going to pick up. And it all depends on where he spawns and if you can get the Mastermind to those electric gates within the first cycle of electricity. After the Mastermind has been lured down, these gates are on a cycle by themselves. You don't have to defeat any enemies, but you do have to get the Mastermind there before they turn on or off again in order to get first Mastermind cycle, which pretty much means you get it as early as you possibly can, which is a lot easier said than done. But right now, Farah is going for it. We'll see. It's coming down to the wire right here. Depends on his spawn. If he gets bad spawn, he can always reset it by entering the first cutscene of the room. But I don't know if he wants to do that because that might waste just enough time to let Summer come back. He's going to go for it, going for first electricity cycle. Hopefully these Funland robots do not screw him over. It looks like he's got it. Farah's in the lead. There's first gate cycle. Can he make it? Stops just short.
If it wins.
If that cycle goes, Farah's the winner. Farah has just beaten Summer.
That's positively shocking.
That race was spectacular.
It was positively shocking.
It was positively shocking.
And Summer just